Hey, it's Shibes for Song Chops, and today we're going to learn about something that can change your songwriting life. You'll be able to advance your songwriting faster and more quickly than probably most of the people who you know who are already writing songs at the level above you. So what am I talking about? Object writing. And I know I've mentioned it before in the 2-hour songwriting lesson, but we're going to take it to a deeper level this time. So let's get started. Hey, I'm Shibes and welcome to Song Chops. If this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button so you don't ever miss a thing. So today we're going to talk about object writing. I got a question on the website, songchops.com, about object writing and using it as a prompt, but then also turning it into a song and also make it part of your songwriting routine. Even if you're a beginning songwriter, this is a great lesson for you because it will help you get started at a level higher than what most people start at. Most people spend their time focusing on, quite frankly, fundamental things that are building blocks, and you can learn those. Those are easy and there's a pattern to them. There tends to be sort of rules you can follow. If you're a beginning songwriter, this is a great lesson to help you get started writing songs. If you're already writing songs and you've reached sort of your peak and you're like, well, I know all the fundamentals, but my songs just don't really seem to be connecting with people, or I need to write at the next level up, following this process of object writing will help you do that. So let's get started. So when we're done with this lesson, you're going to be able to do 3 very important things. This lesson will help you quickly start writing and get into the flow and the creative flow of writing a song. The hardest thing to do is to start, and if you're staring at a blank page, it's extremely difficult, almost overwhelming. Number 2, you'll be able to take what we're doing today and start a song. And we're actually going to walk all the way through the entire process from object writing, finding an object, doing the object writing, and then the steps to turn it into a song and actually write a song. Number 3, you'll be able to start a song no matter what. The 2-hour song lesson, a lot of people were like, I can't write a song in 2 hours. I can't even write one in 2.5 months. Today, this lesson will actually help you start a song from a prompt and complete a song in 2 hours. And if you do workshops on things like this, this is a great skill to have, and it actually allows you to create more songs. Not saying they're all great from the get-go, but it's not really about that. It's about the flow, the process, creating a routine so that the muse shows up. Step number 1. First thing you're going to do is pick an object to write about. I would also encourage you to pick 5 objects so that you actually have a week's worth of things so that you can spend the last 2 days writing songs. Choose real things that have real meaningful connections for you, memories or associations with things. You want those so that you can tie emotion into the things that you're writing down on the page. So what do? I go walk around my house and I pick things. And I actually have a box of stuff that I keep. I also use it as songwriting prompts for myself. So collect that stuff. And then if anybody's telling you to throw all your junk away, you can always tell them it's for object writing and there's really no reason to get rid of it. So let's go find some things around the house. Okay, I walked around and I found some things. So what did I find? Well, I found a box of matches. They're actually cigar matches, they're wooden. Key fob, and it's Indian motorcycle leather key fob. We've got a postcard for Lake Conroe. I just thought this was cool looking, and it's it's one of those postcards you used to get when you were a kid, or you'd go to camp or whatever, and you'd sign it, send it back to your parents. And this is a Lost Cowgirls Records button that I got at FAI. A Nikon teleconverter, looks like a camera lens. But I found this on a shelf, and so I grabbed it. So what happens is now everybody wants to jump into the exercise. But before we do that, I think it's really important that you focus on the senses, review those, and just make sure you do that each time you do the exercise. And I know it sounds kind of, you're like, okay, but I know what the senses are. It's actually good to review them just so you make sure you get them all in the writing. It's just a good practice to have. So, sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. Those are the 5. Now there's 2 others that you probably need to know about and make sure you get those in there too. So the 6th one is spatial orientation. So that's sort of how you fit, you balance motion and how you fit into the world as an individual. Spinning motion, Ferris wheels, when you feel dizzy, distance between you and something else, a feeling of falling, those kinds of things, those are all spatial senses. The seventh has to do with you, how you feel internally when it comes to like your heartbeat, hearing yourself breathing, sweating. I guess sometimes that's a smell thing, but you get what I'm saying. So that is actually called proprioceptive systems. So they're your organic internal systems for you as a person. Make sure you include those as well. What I usually do before the exercise, I just kind of write those into a list. Step 3. So we've covered this before, and I did it in the 2-hour songwriting lesson. Set a timer to 10 minutes. Look at your object. How does it make you feel? What kind of things do you think about? What does it look like? And you'll be amazed where the object takes you. And that's really what you're trying to achieve. You're not trying to document the object. You're trying to allow the object to take you someplace, because you start to associate all of these sights, sounds, smells, tastes with the object. So it's meant to be there to pull these things out of you. So just go ahead and write. Don't worry about the rhyme. Don't worry about your line length. Do it in paragraph form. Just free write. Don't worry about how it's going to turn into a song. Don't worry about a storyline. Just write stuff. That's it. That's all you want to do. Write until the buzzer goes off for 10 minutes. Stop. I don't care if you're like, man, this is the next great American hit. Stop. The reason you stop after 10 minutes, you're going to do this 5 days in a row. If you get bogged down writing a song and then realize, an hour and a half later that, oh my God, now I'm late for work. Oh, I was supposed to get this, and this done. And now it becomes a hassle. This is not supposed to be a hassle. And on Saturday and Sunday, when you start your songs, you'll be amazed at how when you read through these, they'll take you right back into that creative environment, and you'll be able to start your song. And continue, if you continue doing it, which I would absolutely encourage you to do, when you get to week 4, you're going to look back at how much more you have in that 10-minute time space on week 4 than week 1. Because what happens is, you start to tune yourself to, okay, this is how I do this. This is how it happens. And you get your creative inner self kind of focused on calling the muse, capturing the muse, and then being in the moment and diving deep on these senses. And that's what you're trying to achieve. 10 minutes, buzzer goes off, stop. Wait for tomorrow. Choose a different object. Don't pick up and continue where you were. Because remember, at the end of the week, we want 5 of these completed. So let's take 10 minutes, go ahead and write, and I'm going to come back to you with what I wrote in 10 minutes and the object that I picked. See you in just 10 minutes. Welcome back. I hope you had a productive 10 minutes. So on the left-hand side, you can see what I wrote in my 10-minute time frame. I chose the Lake Conroe postcard. Now, I didn't actually write about the postcard, as you can tell from the copy that's on the left. I wrote about sort of what this meant to me, and I tried to get some senses in there. Okay, so what we've done is we just identified 5 objects for you to use during the week. You're going to use your senses, all 7, sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. Then you're also going to use your internal senses. And then you're also going to use sort of this movement and motion. And you're going to write about all 7 of those, or try to, you don't have to. Then we talked about what to do with that once you've completed it. So you'll have 5 of those. And then on Saturday, you're going to actually start creating your song. Now, in order to start writing your song, you're going to go back, read through what you wrote in the 10-minute time frame, and then find the thing in that nugget that speaks to you the most. And what I've done is the thing that's drawn me in the most and I connect with the most, and I'm kind of like, oh yeah, there's something there because I actually care about that a lot, is highlighted on the screen. So take a highlighter, go into your songwriting notebook, highlight that area. For me, it's not so much about the postcard that I wrote about. It's more about my experience of going to the lake and stopping at the Sinclair station that was on the dirt road headed up to the lake in Minnesota. And I knew my dad was going to take me fishing. So we stopped at the Sinclair station. It was just my dad and I. So it was the anticipation of going fishing with my dad. And it wasn't so much catching fish. It was just sitting in the boat with my dad for a day that mattered to me. So I highlight that. And that's what my song's going to be about. And I think I'm going to start with the Sinclair filling station. Great visuals, and there's a lot of emotion for a lot of people. A lot of people can relate to that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with that as my first image for my song to start my verse. That's how you do it. Find the thing in what you wrote that connects with you and go ahead and drill down on that visual. So I would encourage you to go ahead and do this for a week. And then guess what? Do it for another week. And then do it for another week after that. Now for the purposes of this, if you want to keep moving on, write a verse, write a verse, write a chorus, write a verse, and write a chorus. That's it. Use that song structure to start every single one of your song starters that you're taking away from these prompts. Because guess what? You can always change the structure. It doesn't have to stay the same. Go ahead and pick your rhyme pattern too. Just do A, A, B, B for your verses and do C, 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 C for your chorus. So when I say A, A, B, B, I mean 2 lines that rhyme, 2 more lines that rhyme with a different vowel sound and rhyming sound, and then your chorus, you're gonna have all 4 lines that rhyme with a completely different sound than your A and your BB. And then if you pick a different sound, guess what? That's D. It's not hard. Don't overcomplicate it. Make it about getting the song on the page, because that's the most important thing. All this other stuff, it's in books. The really great part of the song is in you. Get that down. Keep writing, have a great week, and have a great 4 weeks of creating all kinds of song ideas and all kinds of song starters. I'm Shibes, and this is Song Chops. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you want to hear more.